This is where it gets it, and this is quite vulnerable. And of course, with the new prom, the train track will go along the side at this point, so this becomes quite a sort of but the Woomera is a really obviously it's critical, particularly for, as we remember this year. Now you've already the more damaged work had to be filled in there. Yeah. Is it yours or is it Corpy? Has it always worked? This is ours, right. And global changes, climate change is happening. It's here. Yeah. We now need to protect this, and this is a crucial part of the promenade, and we must protect this area. We have a little hole here, which is good news because we haven't been up here for a little while. Steel is the name of the game at the moment, isn't it?
Well, steel's the name of the game because this is a significant point. We've got the steel going off the island this week with a bit of luck, and it'll be galvanised, I hope, within a very short period of time. I've asked for a quick turnaround, and then we'll get it back to here so that we can start painting it.
Yes, definitely think it's a good idea because we hear all sorts of rumours about the vast profits that it makes, between 10 and 17 million. If that's true, then instead of the money going off to Portugal or Australia or wherever these bankers are, then it's going to stay in the Isle of Man. That's got to be a good thing.
Well, it was a cafe stroke event venue previously, but we've just done a lot of work, and it's taking us a good 4 or 5 months of graft to just get to where we are, and we're starting to see the clouds are parting, and we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I think everyone should be and start getting excited, but have a sort of a sort of conservative appreciation for the fact that this is a complex undertaking, potentially quite expensive, and to really make this fit for purpose and deliver value to our customers and all of the people here on the Isle of Man, it's best that we take the time to collaborate with each other across the government and the corporations and the consumers, and find those niche kind of examples, those particular user cases that might be unique to the Isle of Man.
Were you disappointed that you made a loss again?
No, not at all, in as much as we reduced the loss by more than 50%, from a little over 80,000 to mid-30s. Clearly one would always want a business to trade profitably, but the reality is you're not going to, in my view, eradicate £80,000 in 1 year.
It's a small community, and in some ways you can say everyone knows what's going on, but on the other hand, when you've got a very small, tight-knit community, it can also be easy to keep the lid on things. And I think what we're seeing with this report, with the inquiry and then the report and its recommendations, I'm just really proud to be part of this administration, which is big enough and brave enough to look at this particular subject area.
And Ralphie.com, according to this, and this has just been hot off the press, 110,288 subscribers. Just today. And this,
yes.
Very proud of this, aren't you?
So, something that the Isle of Man should have more of, Paul, because anybody, absolutely anybody with some equipment and access to the internet and setting up their own channel can be surprised at the amount of interest out there.
Well, this is an exhibition that's going on here, and congratulations, I think you're well involved in this.
Thank you very much.
A bit of work going on behind the scenes to find it all, because some of this hasn't been seen before.
No, you're right. It's taken 7 months from start to finish. Wonderful cooperation from 2018, Year of Our Island, the museum, Manx National Heritage, Culture Vannin, wonderful set of collectors who've you really pulled out the stops and let me bring these things over. It's fantastic.
Yes, well, Douglas Head, of course, that was they were open air amusement places because the masses that came over, it was something new to them, wasn't it? They're in the dark satanic mills, and the week away with a boat trip to the Isle of Man as well, into clean fresh air and sunbathing and what have you on the beach, then trips up to Douglas Head. It was a unique holiday.
Yes, so Douglas Council would try and make sure that was so they got the switchback. They had other things that may or may not have happened. I mean, there's things saying disapproved, but I think they went ahead anyway. But it's fascinating, all these drawings.
The switchback railway, there was obviously a cafe up there as well, and of course there was always the Douglas Head Hotel.
We've given a licence to Crogger, which is a local firm, to now go to explore and to see if there's something down there, this is a licensing bid that we started back a couple of years ago. It was actually Economic Development at the time. That process is completed now. They will now take this forward, and we'll see what will happen.
I mean, I'm fascinated and with the story because...
Well, I hope the nation is fascinated by the true story. Well, by the true story, not by by the story they're hearing, by the press and the committee, by the true story. The true story needs to be told of the story of Knotfield.
Well, this is the report, a massive amount here, which, of course, that's what recently has been discussed.
Yeah.
Your views on that is?
Well, my personal view is it's a scam report. It's been rushed, and it doesn't investigate the true story of Knotfield and the abuse.
Yes, since we took the trams over, we've run to bonfire night, but we've been asked to finish today so that they can start the services work on the prom scheme, which promises me then I can have some tramway for next year.
What will you have next year?
The plan is that we'll run from here to Castlemona Avenue to the bottom of Broadway, and it will start according to the plan on the 25th of April.
So it's been announced the Tavere Group here on the Isle of Man has now increased its acquisitions. Recently, of course, they got the Zurich building and also the Castlemona. Now they've taken in the Villiers site. That's this building, also the part down there which is fully occupied already, and of course what was called the Villiers Square. And the group is saying that's going to be their first priority, is to make that a makeover, improve it, and actually possibly make it a place that people actually want to spend some time in. As you can see from the pictures here, it's bleak, it's desolate. There's the remains of, I think that was a fountain on the side there. It did work originally. Obviously, it's a big change to what was planned all those years ago, to have a major area for the Isle of Man and obviously Douglas people to congregate in and to use.
You know, the clocks have changed. The weather's about to deteriorate, you know, in the typical good old Manx style that it does. And we just want to make sure now that at this time of the year that everybody's giving that little bit of extra attention to their vehicles, making sure that the bulbs are working and that the tyre pressures are correct and that the treads are safe as well.
So first stop is you see something's not right with the vehicle. Is that, you know, make a visual impact?
In most cases. I mean, we've got our colleagues from the public service vehicle station, the test centre, and our special constable colleagues as well. And we're basically, if we see any lights that are out or don't seem to be functioning correctly, we'll certainly pull them in and get the vehicle looked over.